Victory Honda of Muncie is proud to support the student athletes at Ball State and the students in SportsLink. For more info, visit victorymuncie.com.
Hello and welcome to our first edition of SportsLink Stories presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. I'm Madison Surface.
And I'm Ryan Klimcak, and we are super excited to be here today, sharing the stories of Ball State athletes and coaches, all produced by the students of Ball State SportsLink.
I even had the opportunity to work with tight end for Ball State football, Jordan Williams, as he recorded his experience at the creative shoot we put on for the team. Let's take a look.
Yo. SportsLink is too good. SportsLink is way too good. Come on now. There it is.
You know what it is. We having fun with it today.
You know what I'm saying? Here we go.
Mac Jams times 2.
Times 2 X2. Hold on now. Hold on.
Oh.
I got an iron will and a lot of skill. Apply the real, then we're piling up the dollar bills. It's not a fight.
They said the drippiest. The fitted, best fitted.
Motivated on a daily, taking shots, never safely, never been lazy. Gotta have it gravy. Time is of the essence, so I never run late.
Best in the nation. We the best in the world at what we do. The SportsLink. The SportsLink.
Nobody topping this.
There's no competition, dog.
This is too easy for SportsLink.
This is crazy. SportsLink. Y'all did y'all thing.
I'm not satisfied till we're right up in the sky. I'm not satisfied till we're right up in the sky. Yo, I got an iron will. I do not quit. I keep it moving, open doors like a locksmith. Can't stop me with a stop switch. From the block up to the cockpit. I do not quit. I got an iron
Little new hairdo. No, I'm gonna get y'all. D-block. Man, they cold, man. You know it always starts up front, big dog. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Ooh. I gotta get that shirt. That is a nice shirt. I get SportsLink. Thank you so much for this opportunity. This is amazing. Whoever's editing this video is just gonna have to get all the times I say SportsLink is great, amazing. I gotta look up some more synonyms. I'm gonna come back to y'all. I'm gonna come back to some more synonyms with amazing, great, creative, great attitudes. I just can't think enough right now, man. I'm bamboozled, or what's it called? I can't even think. Can't even get the right words out. I'm shocked. I'm speechless. It's crazy.
You know, Ryan, it was so fun to see those guys and their reactions when they walked in and saw that huge screen right there.
They looked like little kids on Christmas morning. They had a great time, and thanks to J-Will for showing SportsLink a little bit of love and just having fun. That was awesome. Well, head coach Mike New for the Ball State Cardinals is currently in his 6th season as the coach for Ball State and has nearly 20 years of coaching experience. One of the things that has been evident through these 6 seasons has been the relationships and trust he has built with his players. In a piece produced by Eliza Vandewalle, here is Ball State's head ball coach.
What is Coach New like? What's Coach New like? Coach New is he's energetic.
Coach New is a unbelievable guy, great character.
Coach New is as genuine as they come.
He's a father figure to me. He's a guy I look up to.
He's passionate. Like the first word that comes to mind when you're like, what's Coach New like? I'd say he's passionate. He's so passionate about not only football, but Ball State in general.
One of the main reasons that I came to Ball State was him. He's just a really down-to-earth guy that, you know, cares for all of us, and he's just an overall great guy.
What is my relationship with the team like? You know, I'd like to think it's great. I take a lot of pride in that, try to approach every day like it's a family atmosphere. I'm the youngest of 8 kids, and so one of the things I've tried to always talk about is how much family is important to me, and so I try to treat all of our guys on our team just like they're my son.
He told me first thing, like, when you graduate from Ball State, you're going to be one of my family members, because once you graduate from Ball State, you join a brotherhood that not very many people can say they've done. So that just goes to show that, like, his relationship with his players is he's going to treat you like a family member, but once again, he's your coach who's going to hold you accountable for your actions.
I feel like me and him kind of were very similar. You know, he's young in the sense that he thinks young, so he likes to kind of be one of the boys, but at the same time, he likes to be a coach.
I know he hard on me at times, but I appreciate him for that, because I ain't never had that for real, like, growing up. So my dad, he was a hooper, so being able to have someone that knows the game, Coach New is that guy, and he like tells me like things I need to work on and stuff.
This game over. It's over.
Our team chemistry, that all started with Coach New too.
I've been asked this question a lot, but the chemistry on the team is so much different than what we used to have. And I think it's just more like everybody sees each other as equal.
When we first got here, the chemistry with the team was kind of broken up. You had certain cliques here and there, and you had friend groups here and there. And Coach New came in and fixed that kind of right away. We started a program called Triple H.
And it's called Hero, Hardship, and Highlight. You know, you talk about who's your hero in your life, what was a hardship in your life, and what was a main highlight in your life.
We don't know the hardships they've been through, and hearing some of the hardships that some guys have gone through, it opens up. Seeing guys go up there and open up, big tough guys go up there and open up about some hardships they've gone through, and it lets guys connect and they can relate. You know, some guys can say, I've been through something like that, and it made it relatable. Coach New makes us go through a family atmosphere, so you treat everybody like your brother.
Yeah, in 2017, when we were freshmen and we were going through some hard times, he stayed very consistent when it came to just being positive.
Yeah, he was just consistent every day when he came in, telling us that we were going to get out of it, telling us we were going to get out of the mud or whatever it was. You know, he was consistent in telling us that we're better than our record shows. We're better than what we've put on the field. And I think as time went on, people truly started to buy into that.
Really, it was about being positive every day. Yes, it was tough. We played a lot of young football players. Now, obviously this past season, we played a lot of veteran football players, but at some point, they had to start their time on the field with a very young football team in 2017. I always like to use the saying, we were taking it on the chin. We were getting beat, a lot of lopsided, ugly losses, but I tried to make sure that I greeted them every day when they came in the door with a smile on my face, with a fist bump, and let them know that, man, we're going to get through this. Tough times never last. Tough people do. I'm a big believer in that. But they stuck together. They believed in the process. And to be able to share in this season with those young men, winning a MAC championship, winning the first bowl game, I wouldn't trade those growing pains for anything. And very fortunate, to see this process through with such a special group of young men.
We're here to compete for 4 quarters. Fight, scratch, claw, Ball State football for 4 quarters. Stay together.
A message that I'll never forget that he always used to tell us is those who stay will be champions.
He told us, if you give me a couple years, we're going to win it, you're going to be a champion. He told me that when he recruited me. At some point before you leave, you're going to have a ring on your finger. And that resonated with me. So when we won the MAC championship, I told him I stuck with you because you made me a promise, and he held that promise. So at the end of the day, I don't know if there's a coach that I'd rather play for than Coach New. And I tell every recruit that. You know, why not? Why would you not want to come here? Look what we just did. He turned the program around.
I know I'm definitely excited to see where the rest of the season takes Coach New and the team. But next up, we have a story on how Ball State women's soccer brought back 2 childhood friends. Here's the story produced by Josh Brunette.
Because we were so young, I didn't really think about it. Like, it was just doing everyday things. And then now thinking about it when we're 21 years old, it's just kind of crazy.
Ball State soccer seniors Alex Deruvo and Lexy Smith have shared the field long before arriving at Ball State.
I joined the Hawks at U14, so we were 13. I joined a new team and she was on the team.
I remember we were running on the first day and we were both dying. We are not runners.
I have a vivid memory of us in Seattle for our first year at Nationals. I was new to the team, so I didn't have a lot of friends in the team, and I got invited to hang out with her previous group of friends, and I remember us staying the night in a hotel room, and there was like 4 of us in a bed and 1 of us on a chair, and we stayed the night together. I also remember us in Target in Seattle and our parents yelling at us because we had like 5 people piled in a cart pushing around at Target.
When it was time to start their college careers, the 2 went their separate ways, with Lexy committing to Georgia State and Alex picking Ball State.
It was close enough to home, and it was a good competitive level of soccer that I felt that I could actually play at. I came to the campus and I loved it.
I was late in my decision, so I just kind of rushed into it, I feel like. I didn't like being away from home. It was like 12 hours like in the car, so I was like, I'm not doing this. So then I started looking and then found this. Obviously, I noticed she went here, so I texted her and she just said she loved it. She liked the people, she liked the coaches, so I decided to call the coaches. We had a talk for like 30 minutes, and then I came here alone with my dad, and we just looked around the campus.
It was over Christmas break of my freshman year, so I was actually at home, and I think she texted me and said like, hey, do you like Ball State? And I told her, and it was actually during a dead period, so I actually had to help along with this process. I told her that I spent the year on the bench and I was still at Ball State, so if that didn't speak words, then nothing really did, because I loved it there. I loved the people here, and so I told her that, and apparently it worked. Actually, our coach back then asked me and said, like, how is she as a player and how is she as a person? Would she fit the chemistry here? And I said, she's a great defender and she's a good person, so I mean, if that's not what you want, then I don't know what else you would want.
I relied on her 100% because obviously I had no idea what I was coming into. I talked to the coaches just hoping that she made the right decision for me in a way.
This season, Alex was named the starting goalie for the Cardinals, bringing her and Lexy back onto the field together again.
It was a really big deal for me just because I've been waiting so long. I had really high expectations for myself, so when I didn't reach the goal last year, I think I just put my heart to it and worked even harder when I got back here. And when I saw my name on the first starting lineup, I literally cried in my room with my roommate, so it was a big, big deal for me.
On the field, I feel like she leads by example, that she uses her vocal skills, because I feel like not a lot of us talk that much, and then we get in situations that we shouldn't be in. To be honest, childhood and now, like, it's the same thing. She always yells at me to calm down or something.
Throughout their years together, Alex and Lexy have formed an unbreakable chemistry both on and off the field.
Because we were so young, I didn't really think about it. Like, it was just doing everyday things. And then now thinking about it when we're 21 years old, it's just kind of crazy.
I feel like we have like an unspoken like language on the field. Like, I don't even have to look up to see her open for the ball. Like, she's just already right there, and I know what kind of ball she wants to her feet. So I think it's an unspoken chemistry that, like, you don't, some people on the team, like, you have to tell them where to go and what to do, and she knows automatically where to go. So it's cool to play with somebody for that long and have that long of a history together, and even a successful history before that too.
The students of Ball State SportsLink produced their first ESPN broadcast of the 2021 season in a volleyball match against the Northern Kentucky Norse last week. Producer Collin Phillips takes you behind the scenes of our production.
Arena in Muncie, Indiana is the location for NCAA volleyball.
Going out on a rollout.
It's Volanski to serve for Ball State, and away we go.
Replay. Ready, three, take three. Ready, effect to red, effect to red. Roll it, ready to dissolve Y. Stay there two. Dissolve Y, roll. Ready, out to two. And out to two. Funny.
Junior setter for this Norse team. Wilanski sets up Mitchum, and Mitchum had it read well by Northern Kentucky. And it's
Green two, take two. Ready, effect to red, effect to red. Roll it. 13 Ball State. 13 Ball State. Ready, six, out to six.
Tonight's Ball State SportsLink production was produced by Cameron Surdyk and directed by Tristan Russell. So for Lexy, Evelyn, and Anna Lowe, I'm Ryan Klimcak saying so long from Muncie, Indiana.
And now here's a look at SportsLink's broadcast schedule for the next month or so. MAC play is about to enter full swing for really all of the fall sports taking place. For soccer, October 3rd, a 2 p.m. match versus Akron. You can catch that one on ESPN3 or ESPN Plus. Soccer also on October 24th, another 2 p.m. match versus Northern Illinois. Chelsea, Ralph, Nikki Potts, and Tatiana Mason and crew looking to put together a good season for the soccer team. Women's volleyball, October 15th and 16th versus Northern Illinois. The Cardinals off to their best start since the 2011 season. And football, Game Day Live will return to Schumann Stadium October 23rd for the homecoming game versus Miami, Ohio. Always certainly a fun time, homecoming weekend, all those events, something to certainly look forward to.
Yes, and our last story of the show takes a look at field hockey athlete Michaela Graney and her time away from home during COVID-19. Producer Cam Surdyk gives us a closer look at the South African native.
It was off a corner, and it was basically someone got a foul like in a circle, and then we do the corner.
So heavy defense here, but they finally do gain the circle, and they get the penalty corner.
The ball comes to the battery to me, and it was the slowest ball that I've ever given.
There's people who go a whole career and don't score a goal as a back. It's not necessarily the combination of things that happen, but she has such an awesome skill set for our corner unit.
After I had released the ball, I was like, this is not going in, because it was the slowest thing I've ever done. I live in Cape Town, which is a very touristy city. If this is Africa, and then South Africa is right at the bottom, so if it's that shape, I live right on the tip, on the beach. So I played hockey since I was 3, and then I played netball as well, which is not a sport here. It's kind of like basketball in a way, but completely different. There's a net and the hoop and the ball and everything. I tried out for those teams for both sports, and then I made the under 19A team in field hockey instead of the under 14A team. So I just thought I was better at field hockey. So I stopped netball and I carried on with field hockey. And both my parents were also in the South African field hockey teams. So yeah, so kind of following in their footsteps. So in South Africa, like, they don't really put any money into field hockey. We'd qualify for the Olympics and they wouldn't send us because they'd rather send our rugby teams or like our cricket teams. That was the main reason why I wanted to play field hockey somewhere else.
We get a lot of international like scouting service emails, so now it's sort of built up where these people in other countries go and they find players and they say, hey, do you want to go play in the States? You know, sign up for our service, we'll help you sort of do everything.
I spoke to a company to try and get me like to come to the States, but like they were really expensive to go through. So I was like, I'm gonna try do this by myself. And I emailed 100 D1 field hockey coaches.
She is remarkable in that I think she just had this dream. She knew girls who had come over here from South Africa. And I just got a Gmail email from her. So I just said, hey, can you send a video? And once I saw that, I'm like, hey, let's chat, let's Skype. And she had her ducks in a row, was getting all the steps done to kind of ready yourself.
And I was like, if I'm gonna be so far away, I wanna be happy and comfortable. So that's why I chose Ball State.
Yeah, so she arrived January 1st, New Year's Day.
In South Africa, our academic years go from January to December. I didn't want to wait like till August.
Typically when we all first get here, it's August, and so the team is here to help. And that really puts people at ease, but it was just me and her, so she made it through that. You know, her mom was here too, and that helped with the transition a little bit, but I'll never forget that goodbye. That was a hard goodbye, seeing that, and I just have a lot of respect for the parents who have their kids go halfway across the world and trust them to us. That's really important.
It was really cold and I'd never experienced like snow, and I would like slip on the way to practice because like the ground was ice. So it was very different to home, and like obviously being so far away from home, like I was homesick a lot of the time. I call them every single day. It's really hard to call them just because of the time difference. Like it's 6 hours, so I'll be finished practice and they'll be going to bed, like, which can kind of be like annoying because like I still want to talk to them because like I'm really, really close with them.
We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
COVID hit, and I think it was like the second day we were out here.
We were in study tables, and then we got an email saying that we need to leave. I called my parents and they were like, we have friends in North Carolina that I didn't really know. Like I'd spoken to them because my mom wanted me to speak to them so that like in case of emergencies, which happened in the end. She was like, yeah, you're gonna go to them tomorrow. So I got on the flight the next day, but then I got stuck for 3 months in the US in a house that I didn't know with people I didn't know, which was kind of scary. But like they're really good friends now. Like I go to them whenever I need to. When there were enough people in the US that needed to go back to South Africa, they made these like repatriation flights. And like I arrived there and like everyone was wearing hazmat suits, and like the air hostesses and like the pilot was wearing hazmat suits, and like that was traumatizing.
And then coming back in the fall, we just couldn't get her back.
South Africa starts getting into a stricter lockdown where we weren't allowed outside again. And then they closed the borders again. I had to watch them like practice like on like social media from South Africa. It was really frustrating. Like I'd only been at Ball State for 2 months and then got stuck in South Africa, and I couldn't get back like for what I actually wanted to do. I wanted to leave South Africa to play hockey.
There was just such a path of resistance to getting back over here. If it's a different person, I don't know that they ever come back to Ball State.
Knowing that I was coming back to the spring to actually play a game was really exciting. Like I would have been like dreading coming back if I wasn't going to be able to play again. Like, I'd been there for a year.
I think for our younger players, it was the best developmental thing that could have happened.
And then I scored the first goal for Ball State in that year. It's something called a drag flick. So I drag flicked it and it was really slow, but it went straight through one of the girls' legs.
That is a leveler, and that's a goal.
And then I went in and I was really excited. And like Rachel Pereira like jumped on me and I was like all excited. And yeah, after everything that had happened, like not playing, just running, getting stuck here, getting stuck in South Africa, it kind of made everything worth it. Yeah.
Ryan, you have to admire her love and passion for the game.
Yeah, these athletes really in field hockey, every single sport here at Ball State, just how resilient and how strong they've been able to recover from all the events that took place last year going into this season. It's been very impressive, so kudos to them. Well, that concludes our first edition of SL Stories presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Remember, you can catch up on all the latest happenings in Ball State sports on ballstatesportslink.com. Be sure to follow BSU SportsLink on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to see all of your favorite athletes and their stories. I'm Ryan Klimcak.
And I'm Madison Surface. Thank you so much for tuning into SL Stories.